Good morning. Welcome or welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Wednesday, December the 4th, and we're here to look at the new releases that have been published this week and this week only. Every day of the week, we look at a different genre, and on Wednesdays, we look at romance. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Wednesday night, but we do have the chapter 4 Day 4 Advent Calendar of the mystery book we are reading aloud on the alternate channel, the storytelling channel, Tales for Bookeemonsters. We are reading Christmas at Glitter Park Peak Lodge, a mystery in translation from Norway. Hi, Mary. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Cold here in Virginia. 17? Yes, you read that right. 17. Holy moly. And still no white stuff to make it worthwhile. Ooh. Bundle up. Hope you don't have to go anywhere. That's cold. All right, let's look at love. A 5-letter word for love by Amy James. 27-year-old Emily doesn't have a lot going well in her life right now. She dreams of a creative career, but works as a receptionist in an auto shop. Welcome to the real world. She longs for big city life, but lives in a small town on Prince Edward Island. She craves a close group of friends, but is stuck with irritating, car-obsessed coworkers. What Emily does have is a 300-plus day streak on the New York Times Wordle. But one day, with only one guess left and no clue what the answer is, she's forced to turn to one of her irritating, car-obsessed coworkers, John, for help. And in doing so, realizes that he might not be so irritating after all. As they make their way word by word toward a 365-day streak, Emily is drawn into a surprising romance that will take her outside of her comfort zone and challenge everything she thought she knew about happiness, success, and love. So she starts out a snob and becomes human. Oh, the snark. Same message. Oh. I think I did miss it. I will look. Sorry. Designs on You by Jackie Burton. Yeah, it's kind of a pretty cover for a cartoon figure type. Natalie Parker is in her mid-30s, divorced, and firmly focused on her newly resurrected career and her 2 children. When her sister asks her to help design the backyard in the new home she shares with her boyfriend, Link, Natalie is more than happy to take on the project. What she isn't prepared for is Link's younger brother, video game designer Eugene Kennedy. Can the hero be named Eugene? He's smart, incredibly good-looking, and constantly flirts with Natalie. He's also too young for her, which makes him totally off limits. Eugene is intrigued by Natalie's beauty, smarts, and especially her sarcastic wit. When he teases her, she throws it right back at him. Besides that, they have an instant chemistry, but she keeps trying to get rid of him despite the sparks that fly between them. And Eugene never backs down from a challenge. Natalie is running out of reasons to think being with Eugene is a bad thing. Her kids adore him, her sister loves him, and even her always negative mother does too. The only person holding her back is her. Maybe it's time she take that leap and design herself a love for the ages. After all, if she can create the perfect home, she sure as hell can design a happily ever after. But you have to train him again. It's like having a puppy. Bleh. Keep Me. Now, I love this cover. I do. Give me plaid on a cover, and I'm happy. I don't play Wordle. And they are addicted, indeed. Nope. Don't play it. Yes, Eugene isn't particularly sexy sounding now. Stone is, indeed. Come on, author, get with it. You got to have a name. Eugene. Keep Me by Sarah Kate, first in the Sinful Manor series. All Killian Barkley wants is to be left the hell alone. He's had enough heartache to last a lifetime, and he has no more need for love, earning him the reputation of a broody Scot, and eventually turning his famous ancestral home into a den of iniquity. It doesn't take long for tales of his raunchy house parties to reach the rest of his family, though, inspiring them to hatch a plan to shake Killian out of his routine. New Yorker Sylvie Devereaux is tough as nails. As the daughter of famous yet neglectful parents, she's grown a hard shell and keeps everyone at arm's length. So when she sneaks into Berkeley Manor during a trip to Scotland to get a glimpse of a famous heirloom, she doesn't anticipate facing off against the brutish, maddening Highlander who lives there, and she certainly didn't expect to ever see the bastard again. Yet just weeks later, she's approached by Killian's family with a proposal: move to Scotland and marry Killian. Oh, yeah, just go ahead. Just marry him to improve his playboy reputation, because he's such a catch, because he's got that playboy reputation. And after 1 year, she'll walk away with $10 million. Sylvie agrees, even knowing that their plan is more deceptive than he realizes. But as she grows closer to Killian and the end of their year together, she has to decide: is the love of a good man with a dark soul worth keeping, or is she willing to break Killian's heart now that it's well and truly hers? Wow. But it has a pretty cover. Pickup by Nora Dahlia. Sasha Rubinstein is not on her game. Parenting with an absent and objectively douchey ex has never been easy, but lately the judgmental side eye from the people at school pickup feels extra. Why is this so Gen Z speak? It doesn't help that some entitled dad with his perfect t-shirts and perfectly punchable yet adorable face keeps stealing the last after school spots and school hoodies out from under her. Ethan Jones is not trying to trip Sasha up at school or otherwise. In fact, ever since they met, which she promptly forgot, he's been hoping for the exact opposite, or at least to stop thinking about her. When a game-changing job that lands them trapped together on an exclusive private island, how the heck did that happen in here? They resolve to stop sniping at each other and keep things professional, but with tension building between them and the permeating intoxication of island time, temptation blows in at every tropical breeze. I feel like we started in one book and ended in a different one. Wow. End of row one. Am I extra snarky today? But are these just weird? P.S. I Hate You by Lauren Connolly. Maddie Sanderson would be proud to honor her older brother's dying wish that she scatters his ashes over 8 destinations that the adventurous 29-year-old never got to visit before he died from cancer. But in his will, Josh assigned her an impossible partner to help complete the mission: Dominic Perry. Seriously, if Maddie weren't already at her brother's funeral, she would have killed him for this. Sure, Dom was Josh's lifelong best friend. He's also the infuriating man who broke Maddie's heart back when she was naive enough to give it to him. But since Dom insists on following the rules and Josh didn't leave room for Maddie to argue the matter, they embark together on a series of farewell trips that span thousands of miles, exploring new places and revisiting their complicated history along the way. After a snowstorm leads to a shared bed, Maddie starts to wonder if her brother might be matchmaking from the grave. But when grief also reopens old wounds between them, Maddie will need more than Josh's ghostly guidance to trust Dom again. The Wrong Lady Meets Lord Right. By Suzanne Alain. When Arabella Grant's wicked aunt dies suddenly, both Arabella and her cousin Lady Isabel cannot help but feel relieved. She'd made their lives miserable, and now Lady Izzy is free to read to her heart's content, and Bella is free from taunts about her ignoble birth. Their newfound freedom is threatened, however, when Izzy's great aunt commands her to travel to London for a come out Izzy has never wanted. Izzy, who is in poor health, is convinced she'll drop dead like her mother did if she drops into a curtsy before the Queen. So when her great aunt turns out to be nearsighted and can't tell the noble Lady Isabel from her commoner cousin Arabella, Izzy convinces Bella to take her place. Bella can attend all the exclusive entertainments that her lower birth would typically exclude her from, and Izzy can stay in bed, her nose in a book. Bella agrees to the scheme for her cousin's sake, but matters turn complicated when she meets the irresistible Lord Brooke. He begins courting her while under the impression she's the rich and aristocratic Lady Isabel, who, unlike Bella, is a suitable bride for an eligible young earl. And Bella, who is convinced that she has met Lord Wright, worries what will happen when she reveals that he's actually fallen for the wrong lady. It just occurred to me, Arabella and Isabel, they're both Bells. That's why I got confused there for a second. Come on, author. But I like those names. Under Loch and Key by Atlanta Ferguson. Kiana McKay is used to secrets. Raised by a single father who never divulged his past, it's only after his death that she finds herself thrust into the world he's always refused to speak of. With just a childhood bedtime story about a monster that saved her father's life in the name of her estranged grandmother to go off of, Key has no idea what she'll find in Scotland. She's looking for Outlander. But repeating her father's mistakes and being rescued by a gorgeous, angry Scotsman who thinks she's an idiot is definitely the last thing she expects. Lachlan Greer has his own secrets to keep, especially from the bonny lass he pulls to safety from the slippery shore, a lass with captivating eyes and the last name he's been taught not to trust. He's looking for answers as well, and Key's presence on the grounds they both now occupy presents a real problem. It's even more troublesome when he gets a front row seat to the lukewarm welcome Key receives from her family, the strange powers she begins to develop, and the fierce determination she brings to every obstacle in her path. Things he shouldn't care about and someone he definitely doesn't find wildly attractive. When their secrets collide, it becomes clear that Lachlan could hold the answers Kiana is after, and that she might also be the key to uncovering his. Up against time, mystery, and centuries-old curse, they'll quickly discover that magic might not be in fairy tales and that love can be a real Loch mess. And that wins the pun of the day. A Husband for Iseult. I'm not caught into any of these romantic book webs. Nothing seems to be particularly interesting. Am I jaded? No, we're just aging out of it. They're all very skewed. Young, i.e., lacking in experience. We're on the other side. We're looking back going, oh, you silly. Don't make, okay. A Husband for Iseult by Virginie Marconato. That's a fun last name. Wales, 1296. A Time of Turmoil. Recently widowed Connor Hunter, Lord Sheridan is ordered by the king to take a Welsh wife and sent into hostile territory to help bring the local rebels to heel. Why am I picturing like a hunt and a pack of guys on horses trying to hunt a Welsh wife? Having lost her husband in traumatic circumstances, Iseult has no wish to remarry. She is given no choice, however, when an English husband is chosen for her in a strategic move. Married to one of the despised invaders, she will be the instrument of his destruction. Determined not to be used so cynically, she devises a plan to rid herself of her would-be groom before it's too late. But on the night they meet, nothing goes as planned, and distrust settles in. How will the two strangers, whom everyone considers as enemies, overcome the huge odds stacked against them and find the happiness they crave in their forced marriage? Welcome to medieval times, little girl. End of row 2. Beautiful Broken Love by Shanora Williams. It's been months since her dreams of forever were brutally shattered. 7 long months since her husband and soulmate Lou died in her arms, leaving her to carry on alone. And Davina Klein-Roberts still isn't sure how to move forward. To escape her anguish, Davina throws everything into work, pushing Golden Oil Co., her self-built skincare line, to become a viral success. Now she's poised to clinch a major endorsement deal too, but it's bittersweet without Lou by her side. A meeting with Deke Bishop, the hot NBA star she's courting for her brand, leaves Davina flustered. With his dimpled smile and warm handshake, Deke's a natural pitchman, and he's clearly interested not only in her lotions. Davina soon discovers that Deke's more than just another player and carries his own pain, but as her feelings for him grow, so does her guilt. Will the pain of a future already lost keep her from embracing hope for a new one? And if she marries this guy, will she be Davina Klein Roberts Bishop. Do you keep adding on the hyphens? So Into You by Kathleen Fuller. Artist Britt Branch has a successful online channel where she teaches a variety of art lessons. Obsessed with the 1970s, why? She has a style all her own, but she also has a huge problem, severe social anxiety. She lives with her mom, and while she pays her own bills, she wonders if she'll ever have the courage to move out and move on. When her best friend announces she's getting married, Britt decides it's time to make a change. Gorgeous Hunter Pickett has always skated by on his model looks, applying very little effort to anything except sports, and even that was iffy at times. What a catch. The third son of extremely wealthy and successful parents, he dealt with being the black sheep of the family by drinking and using drugs. Again, what a catch. By his third year of sobriety, he's still dealing with aimlessness. Late one night, he catches Britt's channel and ends up watching her videos. He's not interested in art at first, but when he sends her an online message, he's surprised she responds. Before long, they are chatting every day, and once they start meeting in person, a spark-filled friendship begins. But both of them are keeping secrets, big ones. When all truths are revealed in one pivotal moment, Britt and Hunter are at crossroads. Will he fight for the happiness he's worked so hard to obtain? And will she continue to hide from life? Or can she finally step out of her own shadow? Tangles by K. Smith Bloom. Oppenheimer was just the beginning. When a harpoon whale offers proof the Hanford Nuclear Reservation is endangering all life in the Columbia River Basin, Luke Hinson, a brash young scientist, seizes the chance to avenge his father's death, but a thyroid cancer diagnosis derails Luke's research. Between treatments, he dives back in, making enemies at every turn. On an overnight trek, Luke discovers evidence that Mary, his former neighbor, embarked on the same treacherous trail, and her disappearance a decade prior may be tied to Hanford's harmful practices mired in government-mandated secrecy. A love story wrapped in a mystery, this stunning Cold War home front tale reveals the devastating costs of the birth of the nuclear age, which is always a great setting for love stories, and celebrates the quiet courage of wronged women, the fierce determination of fatherless sons, and the limitless power of the individual. The Christmas Star by Sylvie Kurtz, fourth in the Love in Brighton Village series. When Brighton's legendary glass Christmas star vanishes, Allegra Livingstone, the new town administrator, is determined to find it before the Christmas Eve lighting ceremony. This job is her second chance after a botched event that cost her her reputation and shattered her confidence. She can't fail. Desperate for a solution, Allegra turns to Finn Sheridan, an old friend who is a glass artist, and asks him to recreate the star. Having loved Allegra since college, Finn agrees to help her. As Allegra keeps looking for the original star, she has to sort through motives and misdirection to get to the truth. All the while, she must navigate her mother's surprise visit along with the emotional baggage she brings with her and the unexpected rekindling of her feelings for Finn. He wants a second chance, but she's already bailed on him once and his heart is still healing. She's lost everyone she cares for, and breaking down the walls of fear will take faith. When secrets surface, Allegra has to reevaluate who she is and make an impossible choice: act for the good of the town or her own heart. Sounds like a Hallmark movie. And there's a dog on the cover. End of that row. The Greatest Lie of All by Gillian Cantor. Fledgling actress Amelia Grant is at rock bottom when she's offered the opportunity of a lifetime to star in a biopic about the world-renowned romance author Gloria Diamond, who used her own tragic love story as inspiration for her best-selling books. To prepare for the role, she'll spend a week with Gloria at her secluded Washington estate. It's a chance to get out of LA, away from her cheating ex-boyfriend, and to make her secretly deceased mother proud. Or you could just read her books. Amelia's excitement is short-lived, however, once she actually meets Gloria, who is cold, verging on rude, and mostly unavailable. If not for Gloria's frustratingly handsome son Will, the visit might be a complete waste of her time. But when Amelia stumbles upon a secret from Gloria's past, she realizes Gloria's life's story is more fiction than fact. And as the movie's filming date draws nearer, Amelia must decide how much she's willing to sacrifice to uncover the truth. Well, honey, you're probably under contract, so you don't really have a choice. The Seaside Homecoming by Julie Klassen, third in the Devonshire Shores. Disgraced eldest sister Claire Summers has been living in exile as companion to a stern great aunt in Scotland. About to lose her place and longing to be reconciled with her estranged family, Claire sees an advertisement from someone looking for a respectable female partner in a Sidmouth boarding house. Is it a sign? No, it's an advertisement. She answers the ad, hoping she will not make another reckless mistake. When she meets the handsome, secretive proprietor, she wonders what he's hiding and if he's any more trustworthy than the nobleman who betrayed her years ago. Claire is drawn to him, even though she fears he will reject her when he discovers her genteel facade hides a less than respectable past. Meanwhile, the Summers family learns their great aunt has died, and Claire has disappeared without a word. The sisters rally together to find their lost sibling, but will their unexpected reunion heal old wounds and rekindle their bonds, or deepen the divide? Last one, because we're almost out of time. Woo-hoo-hoo. Unexpectedly Yours by C. Chlove, second in the Shores of Dora series. Kara Andrews, well, there's an interesting way to spell it, spent her life trying to please her parents and siblings, putting her own hopes aside to work as a chemist at Noir, her family's cosmetic company. Her dream was to be an author, not spend her days developing beauty serums. Everything changes when Kara enters a writing contest and lands a book deal, except she can't ever tell her parents because, one, they'd be devastated she wants to leave Noir, and two, she just hired their biggest rival as their entertainment attorney. Christopher Chanel is not supposed to cross enemy lines, but he can't bring himself to turn Kara away. After all, the family's enmity doesn't have to be theirs, especially as more time spent together leads to undeniable attraction. But when long-held secrets come to light, Kara and Chris are going to have to decide if they'll stand by their heritage or embrace who they want to be and the love they have only just discovered. Sounds like Romeo and Juliet to me. All right. That is the romance for this week. Cute dog in that green. It was a cute dog. All right. Again, I don't have any sprints tonight. I do believe, though, Mary, if you're listen for beating. Amy Campbell does a live on Wednesday nights. Campbell Creations. So if you want to check that out, I caught it last Wednesday, and it was very nice. But we will do the read aloud on the spin-off channel Tales for Bookeemonsters, where I'm reading aloud from a book called Christmas at Glitter Peak Park for Advent. It's a chapter a day. It's set up that way. Tomorrow we'll be looking at fantasy and science fiction. There's a big one from Brandon Sanderson this week, and sprints tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Slim pickings for sure. I think you're right about I am past it. Thanks so much fun as always. Isn't that life? All righty. Have a very good Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. And as the banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day and God bless.